Hi, I'm Kai Gilb from Graphmetrics. I want to give you a closer look at how we represent your data graphically using nodes. Your data, your information is stored in a database. The data can be in the form of text or graphics, sound, numbers, raw data, etc. This is little bits of your information like a phone number, a date, a file, a product, a definition. Let us call them data objects. For each such data object, we draw a node representing that data object. The node we draw as a rectangle, and in the node we show some of your data behind it, like the name, access rights, and an icon. We use these nodes representing your data everywhere in your TrinApps. Let me show you. Here in TrinApp files is a node representing a container. This node is showing a file inside the container. And this is showing the last person who edited that node. In the left panes, you can navigate the content, your data in your TrimPod. All your data is represented by nodes. You can click on any node and see the nodes directly connected to that node. You can search your data and the search results are represented by nodes. Here is a node representing a concept. In the one world graph, all your data is represented by nodes. As you see, we use the nodes consistently. One node represents one data object. Let me show you the elements of a node. Each node can show up to 7 pieces of information. First is a name tag. The name tag represents the node and the data behind it. It can be part of the data itself, like a company name or a phone number or a date or data. Second is an icon. This can be unique for that one node, like your avatar or company logo. Or it can be generic for that type of information. You can use the icon to quickly recognize what type of data the node is representing. Here is a node representing your TrimPod. This is your account. This is a PDF file. This is an entity. And this is a container. Third is your access rights, your access to the node with the data behind it. We really love the icons we created for access rights. They are based on Bliss symbolics, the same icon you might see at international airports for exit signs. It is based on an open area, like a room, and arrows going out of and into that open area. An arrow pointing out means you can get information out. You have read access to the data. An arrow pointing into the area means you can get information in, but not out. You have append access, typically used for containers where you can leave information inside, but you cannot see what's in it, like an inbox for messages. An arrow pointing both in and out means you have both read and write access. You can write information in and read information out, read, write. For control, meaning you can control other people's access to the data. You can set their access rights. We added an exclamation mark. And an X inside the open area means you have no access. Actually, if you have no access, you will not see it. So it is typically used for you to set or to show that other people have no access. If the access rights given to a node apply for all the children nodes, the nodes contained within this node, you see a triangle to the left of the boxed area, symbolizing depth. You can, for example, give access to a container and all its children. Then all the files inside that container will inherit the access rights of the mother container. The access rights symbols are also color-coded, so you can quickly identify them by color. Fourth, and this is important that you know, the node can show that access to the information is public. Anyone have access rights. You will see this by a fat red line under the access symbol. This gives you a way to instantly see and be warned that anyone on the internet can read the data represented by this node. Fifth is the color of the node. You can look up the meaning of the color in the right pane by clicking on the question mark next to the currently selected node. Here, you see all green nodes are different types of functions. Functions are what the system does, or red nodes are processes, blue are entities, etc. Sixth, the current selected node gets a thicker outer line, as well as a very light blue fill. This is an active selected node. The selected node will always be shown at the top of the right pane. The right pane is all about the selected node. Then last, the seventh piece of information in a node is very important, very central to navigating around your one world model. It is a location pin. The location pin is placed on the far right side of the node. This is your current location node. Your TrinPod might have hundreds of thousands, even hundreds of millions of data objects, each represented by a node. As you navigate your data in your TrinPod, you find the location you want to work from and plant the location pin on that node. This can be a customer, a project, a container, etc. Let me show you how you can do this. In your Launchpad, you can use a navigator, find the location you want to go to, select the node and click a Move Here button. Then that node becomes your new location. If you search, select the node and click the pin with a base, and that node will become your current location node. Anywhere you see the icon with a location pin with a base, clicking it will make that node your location. It will drop the location pin on that node. Notice that your location is different than your selected node. If you have selected a node, then in the right pane top area, your selected node will always be displayed. You can click the selected node and that node will also become your location node. In Files, you can click on a container in the breadcrumb. That container will become your new location. In the One World Graph, you can click and hold down the mouse button and that node will become your new location. It will drop the location pin. Finally, at the top of every window, you can always see your current location node for that window. The app in that window will use that as the location. Selecting it, you get a drop-down menu with nodes that you can select as your new location. Currently, the drop-down options are the most recent locations you've been to. I hope that helps you understand what the node represents, how the node works, and how to read them. We are super happy about presenting your data with graphical nodes rather than data in forms and text and numbers. The main thing for you to remember is that the nodes represents your data, your information, a file you have, a date you recorded, a product, a person, a sensor reading, a concept, etc., etc. All your data. We will use the nodes everywhere in our TrinApps, so it's great that you took a moment to learn more about them. We at Graphmetrics hope you love your TrinApps. I'm Kai Gilb. Thank you for your time.